Hi everyone, welcome again. It's the Mindful Route. So now I'm going to ask you this question. You know, do you ever wake up after a full night's sleep feeling like you just finished running marathon, or you've eaten well, you've relaxed properly, yet that deep bone weary exhaustion just won't shift? Well, today we are going to be diving into a hidden culprit that has really persisted into causing that huge fatigue in you. It is called the emotional baggage. Yes, the problem actually might be that unspoken worry, that unresolved conflict, that old hurt that you're carrying around. Yes, they are literally draining you down physically. They are draining your physical energy. Now, you need to understand that your mind and your body they're not a separate entity. They are connected. And so based on that, when you experience emotional stress, sometimes it can be anxiety, it can be grief, it can be anger, or even just feeling overwhelmed. Your body goes into what they call the fight or flight mode. Yes, and it releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This, of course, impacts your sleep quality. It impacts your digestion. It impacts your immune system. And ultimately, it impacts your physical energy level. Now, stop for a moment and let us think. What are these emotional baggages I'm talking about? Now, one, they are unresolved conflict with loved ones. 2. Chronic worries about finances or the future. 3. Past trauma or grief that you haven't fully processed. 4. Feeling overwhelmed with too many responsibilities. 5. Perfectionism, constantly wanting to meet the needs of other people. 6. Small daily annoyances that build up without you releasing them, without being released. These are factors or things that I call the emotional baggage. Yes. Now, each of these items I've mentioned, they are like putting a heavy stone inside your backpack. You get to carry this weight all day, in fact almost every day. Now, there is this energy drain analogy I want to let you know. You need to imagine your energy as a battery or a phone, a phone battery. When you sleep, you're charging it. When you eat food, you're fueling it. Yes, but emotional baggage is now like an app that is running silently in the background. It is constantly sucking your power. It might not feel like you're really doing anything, but your nervous system is just working overtime. Your muscle is subconsciously tensed, and your brain is constantly problem solving. That, believe me, can be very exhausting. So now, how do you go about unpacking this excess emotional baggage? Now, I want you to understand that the process of unpacking it is not a quick fix. No, it is a journey. Yes, but in as much as it is a journey, I still have these three foundational steps. Yes, I call them foundational steps that you can begin with almost immediately. Yes. Now, the first point is you have to acknowledge and name it. Yes, the first step is awareness. This, of course, is asking yourself, what is that powerful, what is that specific emotional weight that I am carrying? Yes, you need to ask yourself that. You should be aware of what that emotional weight is. Now, I'll tell you this, writing things down can be incredibly powerful. Yes, so once you are aware of that weight that you are carrying, you need to please write them down. Yes, you should write down what is bothering you and what you feel unresolved. Yes, this way, by just writing it down, you are trying to, lessen the grip gradually from your head. So that's one. That's the first step. The second one is, taking mindful pauses. You have to practice mindful pauses throughout the day. Take 60 seconds, close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Now, your 3 deep breaths can also be the 4-7-8 technique I've talked about in my former video about how you can, breathe successfully. You take serious deep breath. The 4-7-8 technique, you know, inhale for 4, you hold for 7, and you exhale for 8. Do this 3 times. Yes, and then, after you have done that, you ask yourself, how do I feel physically and emotionally right now? Yes, so these simple check-ins can, help connect with your body signal and prevent any form of emotional build-up. Yes, now we have a third step. The third step is set small boundaries. See, oftentimes, emotional exhaustion comes from constantly giving out. Yes, you need to identify one small area you can say no and set a boundary this week. Yes, and sometimes if you look at it, it may be that there's an extra task that you are asked to perform. Please, you can say no if that is going to cause you any form of emotional stress. Yes, or you can try to limit screen time before bed. Yes, some people need to make that sacrifice, believe me. Yes, protecting your energy is a radical act of self-care, and you need to go through that. It is very important. Yes, so unpacking your emotional baggage isn't just about feeling less tired. No, we are looking at the future goal. It is about reclaiming your energy for the things that truly matters. Yes, you are reclaiming your energy from things that are non-relevant to things that are truly important. That is the essence of ensuring that you unpack this emotional baggage. Yes, it is building resilience. It is improving mental clarity. It is feeling, freeing yourself from a free yourself to live a more vibrant and present life. That is the reason why it is important to unpack emotional baggage right now. Imagine how much you could do. Yeah, how much you could do if you were not trying to fight some kind of invisible drain. Just think of it. That will tell you the reason why it is important to unpack that emotional baggage. Now, this topic is usually a very deep one, but still, because it has to do with your wellness, it is very important to your overall health. So it is important that you once in a while delve into them. Yes, they can be very deep, they can be very crucial. So you can still, go through them one after the other, once in a while. You get? So I want you to tell me what emotional baggage you are ready to, acknowledge today, because I want you to take that first step, acknowledging that emotional baggage. Which of them that I mentioned are you ready to, acknowledge today? Then you can share one small steps that you are ready to take in the comment section, and let's support one another in this mindful route to a lighter and more energized living. So if this resonates with you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the Mindful Route channel. Then you can also ring the notification bell so that you don't get to miss our next video. See you at the next video.